the odd time the leader might give permission for somebody else to go through the door first.
Yep, you bet.
So so if I'm picking up my purse or tying my shoe, but I feel it's okay for my dog to walk through that threshold, or maybe I see my son coming up and I want my dog to greet my son, I might say, okay, go, off you go.
For sure.
But it's my permission though.
Yeah, exactly. I have a couple of schools of thought on this that I like to talk about when people are really clinging to these ideas that the dog is always trying to dominate the situation, and that's why they're rushing through the door first, is because they're trying to dominate the situation. And, it's a bit of a stretch. I mean, yes, it's pushy behavior. Without question, it is pushy behavior. And without question, it is something that we should address and help our dog to find other skills. But a lot of the times when a dog rushes through the door, it has nothing to do with you. It's all about, I just want to get out there.
Right.
I'm just excited.
Excitement.
So again, is that a misdiagnosis of what's going on? Or is this a dog who truly, if there was a dog who was challenging the rules, maybe they're an adolescent in the house. This happens. We know this happens, right? They hit their teenage years and they become a little bit obstinate.
Teenagers. They become teenagers.
Exactly. They're differentiating from their family unit.
Right.
They're trying to gain more independence. They
really, think they know everything.
Yeah, exactly. They want their own car. It's not really about the whole dominance thing, but it's more about moving on with their lives and their development period, right?
Yes.
So we have these scenarios where if we have a dog who is challenging us, that's a dog that's not allowed on my couch at that point, right? Like I always have my dogs up on my couch as long as they're towing the line at home and listening well and there's no issues behaviorally. My dogs have lots of wonderful freedoms and they love it and I love it and it's great. So normally they'd be allowed on the couch. Normally I would open the door and say, okay, and let them out on the porch while I get my shoes and stuff organized.
And chances are too, when we give them permission to go out ahead of us, they just don't take off. They turn to look back.
Yeah, that's good.
When are you coming out?
Yeah.
So I'll say to my dog, okay, you can go out. And then they stop and they turn and they say, well, when are you coming?
Yeah.
They don't just off they go. Yes.
Well, and I mean, that's what happens when I get to the park with my dogs, when I get to anywhere with my dogs. Like I let them out and then they look at me and go, okay, what are we doing now?
Yep, what are we doing?
And I create that engagement with them. But truly blaming all of these little nuanced behaviors on a lack of leadership can sometimes be just a bit too much off the wall. We want to hold our dogs accountable. We want to show them good leadership, but all of these little things, they really only matter if we're struggling already with leadership, right? Like if I have that dog who is an adolescent, their freedom is stripped, they're spending more time back in their crate again, they lose couch and bed privileges, this is a situation where I want my dog to realize that all the good things come from me and permission for those good things come from me. And that's a dog that I might say, you know what, you're going to wait. I'm going to walk through that door first, then I'm going to release you so that I can really drive those points home that you need to be accountable to me and you need to wait until you're given permission.
Right.
So that's a sort of a yes and no answer.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Like sometimes it matters,
right,
but not always. It truly depends on the dog and the relationship and how things are going.